Hello everybody, welcome back to this year's tropical update for October 5th. We're currently watching Invest 91L located in the Caribbean Sea now in Tropical Depression 12, which formed from Invest 92L. On the screen right now, you see the aircraft investigation of Invest 91L north of South America, north of Trinidad and Tobago earlier this afternoon, morning-ish time frame. And as you can see from it, there is no closed low-level center, and thus it is not a tropical depression yet. That's Invest 91L located near the Windward Islands, north of Venezuela, making its way along the Venezuelan coastline towards the ABC Islands and eventually onto Honduras and Nicaragua. We're also watching Tropical Depression 12 located just to the west of the Cabo Verde Islands, which will dissipate here soon but could reform later this week. I'll talk a little about that when we get to the ensemble models. As we can see here, there is a low chance of impacts over the ABC Islands as well as portions of Honduras and Nicaragua with Invest 91L that could increase or decrease in time. Again, it all depends on if and where and when, I guess, Invest 91L eventually develops into a tropical cyclone. Tropical Depression 12 will remain out to sea, which is good. Again, extraneous impacts possible along the north coast of Venezuela and the other islands in the general vicinity of Invest 91L. Speaking of 91L, here it is today. Again, a good amount of convection with it. And as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, still lacking that low-level center and therefore is not a tropical cyclone. And so long as it remains close to Venezuela, will likely not become one due to that land interaction. National Hurricane Center is saying an 80% chance formation within the next 5 days. Winds up to 35 miles an hour with this one, when we're going to continue to watch Honduras and Nicaragua for potential impacts down the line, as it is expected to develop here probably after about the 2-day time period. Tropical Depression 12, as I mentioned, is, look at this. This does not look like a tropical depression. There's little convection and little, if any, rotation. It may have opened up into a trough. And as we can see here, the Hurricane Center expecting as much here within the next few hours, days, I don't know. So not much expected there. But as we can see on the European model here, Tropical Depression 12 does eventually reform in about the 5 to 7 day range over the Central Atlantic. However, if it loses its low-level center, which is it appears it will do, that does mean it gets a new number, and if it were named, it would get a new name too. So if it loses the low-level center, it's a new storm as far as everybody is concerned. Again, we'll see how the NHC handles that. If they label it Invest 12, then we know that they're considering it the same storm if it reforms. If they label it Invest 93L, then we know that they're considering it a new, separate, different storm. So again, we'll have to see with that. Our focus really, though, is on 91L with potential impacts to Honduras and Nicaragua here within the next week. And the GFS echoes that concern here, bringing a potential stronger tropical storm, perhaps a low-end Cat 1 hurricane, to Honduras and Nicaragua. Again, it all depends on when and if this thing forms. We'll just have to wait and see. So again, that's not the updated satellite image. That's yesterday's satellite image of 91L. As you can see, overnight it maintained that convection. That's all for now. Chris Dixon for Other Cap Media.